So this morning you posted Adapt or Die, and you are so excited about AI, and so much so that 3 years ago you founded a company that literally has AI in the name and did an internal competition to get all of the team members at TerraFlow coming up with ways to use this incredible technology to make themselves more efficient for creativity, for whatever it is. So much excitement, so much interest, so much momentum and buzz gathered around all of this right now. So the question I wanted to ask you is, within all of that, I get why you're excited, but why are you not scared?
I am scared. So let me paint exactly why I'm excited, because there's maybe 3 or 4 things that just trigger me on excitement, but those same 3 or 4 things have the negative side of it. So if we look at large language models, come from a form of AI called generative AI. That should have happened 10 years from now. And then 20, 30 years from generative AI, we would get to singularity. And so singularity is that point by which AI essentially can replicate. It can replicate itself, produce itself, it can advance itself. It no longer needs humans. And so at that point, we need to make sure that ethically we've built a sound AI that cares about humans and doesn't treat us like a bunch of ants and stomp all over us when it finds us inconvenient. That's the worrying state. And so there's various predictions, and who knows how accurate it's going to be. But the scary part of that is that we've reached generative, or a very key milestone in generative AI 2 months ago, where what we've understood is that we could train enough, I suppose it's actually a whole set of models called large language models with enough data. And at the moment, we're getting excited with 175 billion parameters, which are data points that it scraped all over the planet up until the end of 2021, essentially the internet. And it's able to speak back and give us solutions, is terrifying. And it's terrifying because, well, it's only 175 billion. And look at the power of that. And if we look at what Google's playing with their Palm large language model, which is 500 billion, and Google, since doing that, have spent a lot of money on ethical AI platforms to ensure that the data is correct, to ensure that the responses of what these large language models are responding, i.e., do not do anything dangerous to other human beings. That is fucking terrifying. And they've held back. And so what ChatGPT is, at the moment, it's an interface and a filter to the model that is the large language model of GPT-3. And what it does is it says, yes, you can ask that. No, you can't answer that. Yes, you can answer that. No, you can't answer that. And then they're crowdsourcing and doing all the retraining at that level to make sure it's trying to keep some kind of control to it. At only 175 billion. Excited, scared. The time this happened 2 months ago. Look how fast the entire industry's moved. The disruptor of 10 years ago, who disrupted Kodak, the newspapers, the social media, photographs, blockbusters, all those players, we see them as the disruptors, made a huge dent in society. The pace by which they moved is how they disrupted those existing businesses, and the existing businesses' lack of desire to change put them in a dubious position. Now, fast forward to where we're in this world, where the disruptor is going to become the disrupted, i.e. OpenAI's come along and moving a lot faster than what Google's moving. Google's trying to move fast, and it's got bureaucracy, it's got challenges, it understands the power that it's dealing with. It's quite scary, the pace at which it's moving. The adoption is scary. The use of the platform, so in the first 5 days, it went to 1 million users. After 30 days, it went to, I think it was about 40 million users. And rumor has it it's around about 100 million at the moment. Daily users, that's an insane amount. I don't even think Angry Birds moved at that rate, which is one of the fastest adopted mobile apps. That's scary. So the distribution of new technology has gotten scary. The fact that we're all using AI and starting to understand it is getting scary. So speed is scary. So if you're an ordinary business that survived all the previous disruptions, what are you doing to survive this one? Second scary point. Who will be disrupted? So is it humans? I don't think so. I think it's the humans who don't use AI, to be more particular. Yes, they will be disrupted. When? Well, I think it's happening as we speak. Who? If we would take a broadest generalist term of a white-collar worker, you're in trouble. Oh, but lawyers will be fine. No, it won't be. Oh, an accountant, no, you won't be. Oh, name it. You're under pressure. The humans that won't be disrupted are the humans who augment this technology and understand how to augment it, to turn them from an expert into a hell of a lot more of an expert. That expert is a highly productive expert who was able to get, say, 100 hours of productivity out of 100 hours, and now get 1,000 hours of productivity out of 100 hours by using the right augmented AI tooling. That's the person who's going to disrupt you if you don't take it up as an individual, as a white-collar worker. What else does it disrupt? Well, if you take a combination now of everything, it gets really exciting. So that's the fourth scary and exciting point. The impact on business. What is it going to have? So I love the example, I can't remember the guy's name. He spoke about, well, let's ask ChatGPT to write us a piece of code for a product. Why don't we ask it to come up with a product idea? Why don't we ask it to come up with a product marketing plan? Why don't we ask it to write the code for the product? Why don't we ask it for how we're going to deploy the code? How are we going to take it to market? The next phase is going to be, well, take it to market, because automation follows very quickly after this. In fact, we're very good at automation as a society. So if that's happening really quickly, and anyone can create a £1 trillion business or £1 trillion business, what happens to capitalism? And he raises that point. What happens to capitalism? We've got a different economy model. Is it the first one there? Or what happens if everyone's earning $1 trillion? All of a sudden, have all these digital platforms where you can earn a lot of money. Just posing the questions. Why? Because we're going from one step to the next step to the next step to the next step, and it's moving really quickly. So where does humanity end? And so lots of people are now theorizing where it'll end. Some really exciting. And I think through the right governance, yes, because it goes beyond private sector governing themselves. And we've seen it with OpenAI, who started as a non-profit organization. And all the key players like Elon Musk were all on board. EU's got an AI Act in progress. And the AI Act is, I mean, it's probably the most progressive act I've seen, because it's really open. But everyone's scrambling because pre-ChatGPT, there was no clause to deal with generative AI because it was deemed it would not happen for another 10 years. Now that section's been put in and everyone's scrambling. And so governance, they're thinking about it, but how long does it take governments to react, industries to react? How long does it take to put these rules and governance in play? It takes years. OpenAI has gone from a free open source do for the good of mankind to, yeah, we're going to make so much money. In fact, in 2 years' time, we'll be the most valuable company that the planet has ever seen if they get this right. This is not a search play combining with Bing. This is not an editorial or office suite play. This is fundamentally changing absolutely everything that we do in society. Everything that we do in society. So let your mind go crazy, but always combine it with the two opposite polar ends, the good and the evil. I don't know which side they usually sit. It can go horribly wrong or can go horribly right. I'm scared and I'm excited.